Front brakes, everybody. These caliper bolts out of the plate, out of the way. That rubber one, the one with the rubber seal on it, goes on the top. Loosening the caliper anchor plate bolts. Let's get that supported. Next, we will remove the caliper anchor plate bolts. Caliper anchor plate. Let's support this caliper so it's not hanging. Nice. Next, we're going to remove the rotor. Already got the screw out of it.
Do you know when you call
I keep my light up there.
to become one, and I felt like a boom in your arms to call home. Do you know when you call love, when to become one?
Okay, rotor's removed, calipers removed, anchor plate bolts are still kind of just sitting in here. Next, we are going to get the new rotor ready, cleaned, and get it back on there. These rotors are packed with the oil so they don't rust, so you need to get all the oil off them. You can just use a can of brake clean. Alright, so rotor's cleaned. Now we're going to install the screw back in it.
Do you know when you call love, when to become one? And I felt like a boom in your arms to call home. Do you know when you call love, when to become one?
Alright, putting the anchor plate back on. Make sure you clean up these spots here where the clips go.
It feels like drown into your eyes, like it feels like paradise when your hands are in mine. It feels like paradise when I drown into your eyes, like a paradise.
All right, now we're going to put our new clips in there. Just make sure you get these oriented the right way. Otherwise, this if you get these in there backwards, this large piece right here, the part that sticks out more, will rub on the rotor. So there is an inner and outer clip. All right, new clips are on. Now we're going to grease our slide pins. Clean these up and grease them before we stick them back in. You just don't want to put too much on. All right, so now we're going to compress this caliper, compress these pistons back in so we can get it back on there. All right, to do that, we're going to put an old brake pad in here, like so. Going to set our compressor in here, and we're going to evenly push these pistons back in. Almost there. All right, we are back in. I just used the universal adapter on that one. It doesn't have any pins or anything on it. As you can see, our pistons are back in there, ready for new brake pads. Alright, now we're going to install the new brake pads onto the caliper anchor plate, and then we're going to install the caliper. Alright, so I found out I don't have the right brake pads for this. They gave me the wrong ones, so I'm going to get the other side up to the same stage, but you can do the back with me. I got to do the back brakes, and I think I got all the back stuff to do, so all the right parts for the back. So I'll get the other side up to the same stage as this side, and then we'll move to the back. Alright, moving on to the back. This has the park brake integrated into the caliper, so we need to retract this caliper piston here. Show you how to do that in a minute. Alright, anchor plate's off. Get these old clips out of here. Like I said, on the front, make sure these are cleaned up. Then on these ones, we're going to pull these pins out, clean them and grease them. Doesn't take much, just a little bit. Just get these bolts out here so they don't fall on the ground. Save the floor, put a lug nut on it. Okay, that's clean. Line her hole back up. Put her screw back in there. Some people leave these out. I like to put them back in. Okay, put our caliper bracket on there. Then after that, we're going to clean up these slides and put some more grease on them. Okay. I'll clean up my slides real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to retract this park brake mechanism that's built into this caliper. To do that, we're going to use this special tool right here. That's what these were built for. You can use them for the regular calipers. That's what the other attachment's for. If you're doing dual piston ones, just make sure that you do it equally with another pad installed. So you just take your time and just, retract them a little at a time on each side until they're all the way in. So on this one, I found the adapter that's going to fit into these two little cutouts in the caliper piston. So we are going to put that on the end of the tool here, and then we are going to line up those two little pins to that caliper, like so. And not quite lined up. Hold on. Alright, now we're lined up. So what you do, these are kind of awkward because you got the cable and everything hooked to it, but you're going to keep pressure on it and you're going to rotate the piston. Well, crap, hold on a minute. I'm not really lined up here. Alright, I think I am now. Alright, so you're going to keep pressure on it. You're going to rotate the piston clockwise. While keeping pressure on the piston. Do that until it's all the way retracted. go back and let the air out of that boot so it sits like it's supposed to. I think we're almost in all the way. And then after you're in all the way, you're going to line up these two notches to where they're lined up with the top and bottom of the caliper. So when you go back in, if the brake pad has a little pin, it's going to line up to this notch right here. Alright, so that should be good. Alright, so I ran a pick around this boot right here to let the air pressure out of it and to kind of get it back to where it's supposed to be. You don't want to poke a hole in the boot, just put the tool inside there or whatever you got and kind of just get on that bottom lip, pull it out a little bit, and it'll come back to where it's all even all the way around. I just use this little pick thing here. So yeah, that's all there is to it. And then now I'm going to put the brake pads in there and then slide this on there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about on this, having these two lined up. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you got to lube these slides up and this and that. And like, you know, you can do it if you want, but I don't, because all it does is collect dirt and dust in there. And to be honest, the factory ones, I worked at a dealer for a long time, and all the brake pads that I ever done, they didn't have any lube on these. These things have a coating on them, and even the ones that don't, it's just fine not using lube on these. I mean, it's better not to. I mean, you definitely want to lube up your slides. Slide pins, you definitely want to clean and make sure these are free. Otherwise, the caliper is going to stick. It's kind of your preference on however you want to do it, really. I've seen guys put lube all over the outside of their brake pads too, and to be honest, it's not necessary, and it's just a place for dirt and crap to get stuck to. Alright, so now we put this piston in earlier with the tool, and we aligned these two grooves up to the top and bottom here. And why I did that is because this little brake pad has a pin sticking out of it, and this little groove right here, this little cutout, slides over this on the inside. If you don't have those lined up, your brake pad's not going to sit flat like it's supposed to. Alright, so we got that on. We're just going to put our bolts back in there. I believe that was a 13 millimeter. Alright, so this side's complete. Got new rotor, clean that up, put that on there. New brake pads, new slides, retainers. Yeah, this side's done. I'm gonna move to the other side, get this up. It's the other side up to the same stage.